again, Call My Bluff with the old fifth ace, Frank Muir.
That's a new one. Good evening. My first is an actress who's deserted the box for the moment and is in the theatre, but we've wrenched her away from Nottingham, where she's a shrew being tamed nightly, and it's Kate O'Mara. My second isn't an actress. He's a novelist and journalist and writes a column for the Sunday Times, and it's Godfrey Smith.
And on the left we have the sage of Myrtlebank, Arthur Marshall.
I'm sure you've all seen or heard of a marvellous new comedy team called Wood and Walters. Well, here is, so to speak, the front half of it, Victoria Wood. And who better to accompany her than our good friend, Tim Brooke-Taylor.
So, the introductions, the courtesies being over. We ring our little bell, get the first word, Jellic, and if I remember well, Frank and his team will define Jellic three different ways. Two of the definitions are bogus ones. They're the bluffs. One's okay. That's the one, of course, that Arthur and co try and pick out. So, what do you have to say about Jellic, Frank?
Well, over the past few weeks, like a good BBC feature programme, we have taken you through the life of a young printer. We've been on a ways goose with him, have we not,
I seem
Robert?
to recall that, yes.
Yes,
hand in
on
hand.
his annual outing, that is. And we've seen how he plays that game with 9 little separating things. And now, today we come to the end of his apprenticeship, which is the cause of a rowdy celebration with much horseplay. And the end of a printer's apprenticeship, that little rowdy occasion, is called a Jellic.
Is that it?
Well, I can't go on a bit.
Well, I thought it was all right. I especially like the old-fashioned phrase horseplay. There's not a lot of that about these days. Anyway, what does Godfrey Smith tell us now?
Well, were you to disrobe a Turkish lady, you would find that under her kaftan and other outer garments, there would be a jellic. And this is a Turkish lady's vest or bodice, a sartorial item very rarely seen by Western observers.
I should jolly well hope so. Yes. Divest such a lady at your peril, I imagine. Kate O'Mara.
Well, in this country, a jellic is a very small, sweet biscuit, which children use to sort of, you know, when they have tea sort of time with their dollies and things, and they put lots of little jellics on a plate. Now, in the United States of America, where the children are rather more advanced, they play other sort of games, like pretending to be married, and, of course, they call them jellics. And they make them into the shape of little sort of rings for the wedding.
Sort of sweet little biscuits, that
Yes.
kind of thing, right?
You could
So
say that.
I could, and indeed did. A printer's jolly or party or knees up for an apprentice just out of his time, and a Turkish vest. Yes. Arthur, which will you have?
Well, fascinating though the Turkish lady's vest or bodice was, I can't think.
You saw through it, didn't you?
But that name, Jellic, it couldn't be that in Turkish. And why ever would we have that? No, I don't think, Godfrey, that it's that. I really don't. Kate, your sweet biscuits were beautifully done, and very, very tempting they were.
Angelic.
But I think on the whole, it's old Frank's, dear old Frank's, printer's rowdy breaking up party.
All right then, Frank did say something. It's all true or bluff, Frank? Nothing. I think when you say old Frank, Arthur, I fear the worst. So, anyway, it's just my superstitious way.
Oldish.
Oldish Frank. Who gave the true definition of Jellic? There you have it. It is A Turkish vest, and you can't see through it, as Frank seemed to imply you could. Belmontin is our next one, and Arthur will tell you about that.
Picture a painter squeezing out colours onto his palette, an oil painter. And he squeezes them out, and one of them may well be a Belmontin. And you want to know why? Because of the colour. And it's a rather beautiful reddish-brown, like terracotta earthenware. And the ideal thing, if you're a painter, planning, contemplating an autumnal landscape. Out with your Belmontin and smear, smear, smear.
Right, now it's Tim Brooke-Taylor to tell us.
Belmontin is a fatty, sticky substance which is refined from Burmese naphtha. Burmese naphtha, a tar-like mineral liquid. If you have a large quantity of this, you should put danger Belmontin, because it is a highly inflammable substance which was used by our great-grandfathers in Victorian times for their lamps to give us a little illumination. That is what Belmontin is, definitely.
Right. So they say. Now it is...
Hang on, I can't spell naphtha. N-A-P...
P-H, I think you'll find, Frank, yes. If it helps at all.
Doesn't look right, Robin.
Let us go on and invite Victoria.
Belmontin is a place in southern Australia, and it's a very exclusive seaside resort. It's sort of like Morecambe, but without the rain hoods. You know what I mean? And it's so exclusive that Belmontin now means a very snotty or snobbish person. Belmontin is a snotty man, and Belmontine is a snotty woman.
Right. It is this colour you're well advised to use if you're painting an autumnal landscape. It's some sort of fatty thing, more or less like naphtha, and you can set fire to it if you want to, and it's a snooty, stuck-up Australian, I think you said, Victoria. Yes, yes. Well, Frank, to choose.
No problem. In my limited experience of being at the easel, the earth colours have rather earthy names. They don't have rather beautiful names like Belmontin. I mean, the more chemical colours do, but not the earth ones. They have names like burnt sienna. Burnt sienna, ra-da-da-dee. We don't think it's the Bernese as I have down here, because it was so complicated, and I think it would have blown up if it had got into a...
Naphtha, yes.
Into a Victorian gentleman's bicycle lamp. So we are driven to Victoria, and so maybe see your card, because we
You're
do
choosing
believe...
it, Frank. You're
sort
so
of, yeah.
elliptical, but there she shows...
confidence. But
she said it was the stuck-up Australian... No, it's not the stuck-up Australian. It has to be one of the others. Now, the true deliverer must own up.
Well, not the napper.
Yes, it's a sort of naphtha, sort of fatty guns you set fire to, and it lights up, or did. Now, Hoshen, or Hoshen, I don't know how you pronounce it. What would you say, Godfrey?
I should say Hoshen.
Aha.